Hey guys and ghouls, welcome back to the Cozy Ghost. I'm your host October, and welcome back to the Stanley Parable. Now, we made our good friend, the narrator, feel good today, because we made him feel really bad yesterday.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
We're gonna do that today, because he got really depressed when we didn't. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Oh,
Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Sure. Work harder, hard worker. Okay. Using slides to assure employees that everything's okay. Make sure your slide has a slick blue graphic in the header and throw some bevel on all that text. This will ensure a calm, productive work environment. Fair enough. Everyone is unique. You most of all. To do, synergize core value expenditures. Shift global market parod. Monetize free to play. Number of slides on the slide. Charts, slides, charts and slides. Sure.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Is he a broom?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow. Just an empty broom closet. No reason to still be here.
So you know how I said I was going to do what he wanted? I forgot that this was here.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way.
Would I?
As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA.
Doing sweet fuck all. He's not doing a damn thing.
Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why?
Because it's
Please offer
funny.
me some explanation here. I'm genuinely
Because you get
confused.
so annoyed. It's a
You
wall
do
mate.
realize there's no choice or anything in here, right? If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it.
Sure.
Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path. Maybe when you go talk about this with your friend, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
But it's the broom closet ending.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
That's rude.
Well, I've come to a very definite conclusion about what's going on right now. You're dead. You got to the broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed on the keyboard.
Yep,
Well, in
definitely.
a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. He or she has fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species.
Ouch.
Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place at the computer, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway. Second player. It's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you. You Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids.
Hey!
Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to.
Damn!
Mind this? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
I will go upstairs to my boss's office. For funsies. Whoops. Okay.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief who orchestrated this. What dark secret was being held from him? What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845.
Okay.
But of
Good
course,
to know.
Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Sewage Lilies by Claude Money. I'm the most expensive boss, and Carte Blanche et Mont Blanc. Sure. 2845, you said?
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumb.
No need to be
Trying to
rude.
input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
If I don't do anything for a little bit longer, he's gonna make another smart-ass comment.
2845. Yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck.
What?
He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Damn. Oh, I hate that. Darkness. Sorry, I'm gonna save the game. Oh! I feel like I'm about to be in a horror game.
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar.
Did he?
It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long.
Terrifying. This is terrifying. Like, what the fuck? When did this turn into a horror game?
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
I see. Or I could escape. No. Okay. I'm going to make him happy. I'm also going to save the game.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed
Whoa.
with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
Did he? Does he? I don't know if it does.
Now the monitors jumped to life.
Fired.
Their true nature
Fired.
revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen. And Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place.
There's mine,
where
457.
freedom meant nothing.
Damn. Four, 5, 7. Yep. Watch it transform back. Oh, wow.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible?
I feel like it is.
Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions. Happy, or sad, or content. Walking, eating, working. All of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
See, this is the section that is the reason that I wanted to play this game immediately after playing Portal. Because this reminds me of Portal. Specifically Portal 2.
And when at last he found the source of the room's power, he knew it was his duty, his obligation, to put an end to this horrible place and to everything it stood for.
I'll play along.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes.
Whoa.
He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go.
Wow.
No longer would anyone
Whoa.
tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know.
Damn.
It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
Imagine I just turned around. No, I've come this far.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation.
I'm not
the
controlling
immense
anymore.
Possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh. Well, that's a good ending. Oh, I beat the game. However, that is not all this game holds, which is why I wanted to play it. Okay.
Already this was uncomfortable, and Stanley decided that as soon as he found a new space he felt safe in, that he would never leave it again in his life.
Fair enough. I want to find another computer that has that input thing on it. Ooh, okay, my bad. Oh, here it is, here it is. Okay, so it's got 2 of 5. Okay. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
You know what? Yeah, I did. I did enter the door on his left.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part
What
of
do you
this. I'm not going
mean?
to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
I will. So how you guys doing? You doing good? Alright, I won't waste more of your time. Just kidding! Yeah, no. Okay.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office. Stepping in.
So that's a glitch, I think. Oh. But it unlocks this door. I got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say, that's a lovely purse. Extreme bathrooms. I don't know why I did that. I just knew it was something you could do, and so I wanted to. What else is there? I might have broken the game. Interesting. Whoa. What? Whoa! What did I do? Whoa, wait a minute. You are now leaving? Escape pod bay, floor 760. Okay, so I've immediately discovered something weird and really cool. See, this is why this reminded me of Portal. Because of the amount... Ooh, it's a loop. 757. Oh. This is creepy. Escape pod launch bay. Escape. I can't see. Oh shit. What? What just happened? What?
All of his co-workers were gone.
Oh my god.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps
That's
it simply was the
insane.
man. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
That's fucking crazy. What the hell? That was... Whoa. That's crazy. Oh my god. Okay. Shit.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Okay, I'm gonna end this episode here. Because what the hell? What the hell? What? That's crazy. That's insane, actually. What the fuck? Oh my gosh, that's really cool. I'm going to end this episode here. Thank you so much for watching. I really hope you're enjoying this series. I really hope you're having a good time, because I'm having a good time. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Bye!